His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa sent a letter to US President Donald Trump on the occasion of the successful historic summit held by President Trump with the Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. His Majesty expressed warmest greetings and appreciation, along with his sincere wishes for the President's good health and happiness, and wished the US continued progress and prosperity. His Majesty congratulated President Trump on the successful historic summit, which addressed the Ukrainian crisis and achieved positive and constructive progress towards ending the conflict in Ukraine and seeking sustainable peace in Europe and the world. His Majesty also expressed deep appreciation for President Trump's statement that this was a great and historic day, noting that the efforts made by the President at the summit represented a turning point in the march towards global peace. His Majesty praised the close strategic partnership and distinguished friendship between Bahrain and the US, reiterating the Kingdom's commitment to strengthening these ties for the good and benefit of the two friendly countries. He wished President Trump good health and happiness and further progress and prosperity for the US. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa sent a letter to the Russian President Vladimir Putin on the occasion of the successful historic summit held between President and the US President Donald Trump in Alaska. His Majesty expressed sincere congratulations and best wishes to President Putin for continued health and happiness, and wished Russia and its people further progress and prosperity. His Majesty congratulated the Russian President on the positive and constructive results of the summit, which discussed the Ukrainian crisis and contributed to achieving tangible progress towards ending the conflict and strengthening efforts aimed at achieving sustainable peace in Europe and the world. His Majesty also expressed deep appreciation to President Putin for his interest in promoting international peace and mutual understanding, his call for a fair settlement of the Ukrainian crisis, and Russia's desire to achieve peace. His Majesty affirmed his deep pride in the close friendship and strategic partnership between Bahrain and Russia, stressing the Kingdom's firm commitment to continuing to develop and strengthen these relations in a manner that serves the mutual interests of the two countries and their friendly peoples. His Majesty wished the President continued health and well-being and continued progress and prosperity for Russia and its people. The representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and captain of the Royal Endurance Team, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, won the Rushford Endurance 120-kilometre race in the UK. The race was attended by the First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and the Vice President of the Supreme Council for Environment, Deputy Chairman of the Rashid Equestrian Horse Racing Club High Committee and member of the SEYS, His Highness Sheikh Faisal bin Rashid Al Khalifa. His Highness Sheikh Nasser won first place after successfully completing the 4 stages of the race amid wide participation from riders. His Highness emphasised that winning first place in the race is a great motivation for the team ahead of important upcoming championships, underlining the determination to highlight the status of Bahraini endurance in international forums. He added that many goals were achieved during this participation as the riders gained more exposure and experience, which will help raise their technical abilities in future participations, and congratulated all the riders who won first place in the various races. His Highness beat Abdullah Al-Bastaki from the UAE, who came in second, while Singh from the MRM team came in third. The Royal Endurance Team secured second and third places in the 100-kilometre race, with Suhair Mohammed coming second and Asm Janahi third. Hamad Akabi from the UAE won first place in the 160-kilometre race, while teammate Saifa Al-Mazuri came second and Royal Team rider Mohammed Abdul Samad taking third place. The Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, paid a visit to the Ministry of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture and the Ministry of Information. The visit comes in line with the visions of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the directors of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, as part of the ongoing follow-up on the Government Priorities Framework in its 4th edition. During his visit to the Ministry of Municipalities Affairs, His Highness reviewed the progress of strategic municipal projects and was briefed on the latest updates regarding the Kingdom's efforts in the agricultural sector and sustainable urban development. His Highness emphasised the importance of continuing to develop municipal work on the basis of planning for sustainable growth, noting the need to intensify efforts in implementing various initiatives that enhance food and environmental security and support economic development. At the Ministry of Information, His Highness followed up on projects aimed at further developing the national media framework as an active partner in supporting the Kingdom's comprehensive development. He noted that the continued development of the media sector contributes to opening new horizons for enhancing the sector's competitiveness, highlighting its role in showcasing national efforts and achievements, strengthening community partnerships and fostering values that reinforce the foundations of progress and development. His Highness also visited the National Communications Centre, where he was briefed on plans to develop the government communications sector. This included projects and programmes designed to enhance the efficiency of government communication through a comprehensive strategic framework, serving to showcase government efforts and achievements and supporting development across various sectors. For their part, both the Minister of Municipalities Affairs and the Minister of Information, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the NCC, affirmed the commitment to implementing the visions of His Majesty the King and the Directors of His Royal Highness by continuing to develop municipal and media work in ways that meet the aspirations of the citizens. They expressed their gratitude and appreciation to His Highness for his visit and for his keen interest in following up on the progress of projects to achieve the set national goals. The Government Priorities Framework is a strategic initiative aimed at unifying national efforts and optimising resource allocation towards projects that directly serve citizens. It is guided by the vision of His Majesty the King and the directors of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. His Highness was accompanied by the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and the Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Hamad bin Faisal Al Maliki, along with a number of senior officials. The Deputy Prime Minister, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, received the outgoing Kuwaiti ambassador to Bahrain, Sheikh Thamad Jabba Al Ahmed Al Sabah. The Deputy Prime Minister affirmed the deep-rooted fraternal relations between Bahrain and Kuwait, founded by their forefathers and further strengthened under the leadership of His Majesty the King and His Highness the Emir of Kuwait. He stressed that these ties reflect the mutual commitment of both nations to enhance cooperation and coordination in the interest of their peoples. Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah expressed appreciation for the ambassador's efforts during his service in Bahrain, which contributed to consolidating bilateral cooperation and supporting joint coordination across various domains. He wished him continued success in his future endeavours. The ambassador conveyed his appreciation to Bahrain's leadership, government and people for the support throughout his tenure, expressing pride in the strong ties between the two countries and confidence in their continued growth and prosperity. The Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa received the outgoing Chargé d'Affaires of the Lebanese Embassy in Bahrain, Mernakhali. Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah highlighted the deep-rooted ties between Bahrain and Lebanon and the Kingdom's keenness to continue developing them across various domains. He underscored Bahrain's steadfast position in support of Lebanon, backing its sovereignty, stability and territorial integrity. He commended the efforts made by the Chargé d'Affaires during her tenure, which contributed to strengthening bilateral relations and advancing cooperation to serve the interests of both countries and peoples. He wished her success in her future endeavours. For her part, Khalid expressed her appreciation for the support she received from various authorities throughout her tenure, wishing Bahrain continued progress and prosperity. The Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa received the outgoing Ambassador of the Philippines to Bahrain, Angelando Onluy. Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah highlighted the bilateral relations across various domains and noted the Ambassador's efforts in enhancing cooperation between the two countries, wishing her every success in her future responsibilities. The Ambassador expressed sincere gratitude for the support extended to her throughout her tenure and wished the Kingdom continued progress and prosperity. Under the theme of an educational journey with the highest standards of security and safety, the Minister of Education announced that school buses for public schools are ready to start the new academic year. The Minister of Education, Dr. Mohammed bin Mubarak Juma, revealed that the Ministry completed procedures to increase the number of buses dedicated to transporting students with special needs, which are equipped with all the necessary equipment to transport them to schools, as well as increasing school transportation routes in general in all regions of the Kingdom, with the introduction of routes serving students in new areas and cities. This will bring the number of students benefiting from the school transportation service to more than 50,000.